Good morning, everybody. Here's an overview of what we do at Tresource Intelligence Group. Okay, we are we are governed by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which you'll commonly see the acronym FCRA. We are a credit reporting agency, also the acronym CRA, and I'll get more into detail about this as we progress. We're credentialed and qualified to do these things. In other words, we've been certified by the appropriate vendors and government entities as being one of the few who can do this kind of stuff. All right, so we're going to look at things like, what are we going to ask? What searches are you currently performing? What would you like to improve? Would you like a free analysis? And a free analysis is also and always apples to apples. So we want to know what they're doing, okay, what they're doing, and if they share with us what they're spending, that's even better. But specifically, which searches they're pulling, so we can specifically compare those searches and our quote to what they're currently receiving. Okay, and another key thing too, we always want to know how many applicants per year. Okay, and then we'll go on to what happens next. Okay, so the Fair Credit Reporting Act in 2005, the government stuck its big head in the industry and says, this is how you have to do it. In other words, there's certain criteria that must appear on the reports. There's verifications that must take place to make sure that the Bill Smith we're telling you has a record or does not have a record is the same Bill Smith that you have in front of you and has submitted an application for employment. And the reason for that is with the internet blossoming like it did from the 90s into the current stage, there has been many vendors that have popped up on the internet, and you see them. Find out anything about anybody for $20, that kind of stuff. Those are old database searches. Those are things that are purchased, and if you search them today, you get whatever is in that database, and if you come back in a year, you're going to get the same record all over again because they're not updated, and the government recognized that. Plus, there was a lot of error with similar names, and people were being denied positions because they claimed that the people had a record when in fact it was a different person by the same name who happened to have the same DOB, etc. So FCRA came in and said, this is how you have to do it. You have to be a credit reporting agency. You have to be qualified to do that. Hey, we're all of that stuff. Everything that comes out of ours completely protects our clients against liability issues. Okay, so that's a good selling point. Okay, credit, and this means we're monitored source for background screening. We are subject to inspection, and we do get inspected periodically and have to be re-credentialed. And so that happens on a routine basis to make sure that we're not some fly-by-night who just writes something on a piece of cardboard and sticks it outside to lure in unsuspecting people. Credentialed for all types of background information. Now, Driver's Privacy Protection Act. Not everybody can sell motor vehicle records. We've always been able to sell motor vehicle records from any state that offers them. So every state in the nation that offers motor vehicle records, we have access to, and we connect our clients directly with it. Okay, the same is true with Social Security traces. Social Security traces tell us, and this is a pivotal search. Social Security traces tell us where the applicant has lived for the past 7 years. Now that's important because the government in their infinite wisdom has designated a 7-year window as being the window that we go back in and take a look. So in other words, if they have been arrested 10 years prior for fraud, for instance, technically you're not supposed to look at that. They call that in the industry the whole man rule. The whole man rule says at some point we got to forgive and forget. Now, in the end, that's going to be up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you the information, Mr. Client, and let you, or Mrs. Client, and let you make the call. And we can sell credit reports for pre-employment background screening. Okay. Now, different designation. The background screening arm of this business is owned by a private investigative agency, my own. And many people are not. They're just computer people who set up these computer banks and start selling this stuff. They have no background whatsoever in security or investigations or anything. They just get access and they set up outside of the state of Florida. And back in the mid 2000s, what happened was, it was primarily, prior to that, a bunch of people like me, companies that would set up, and companies that actually knew how to do this and would perform these types of searches. Well, with the internet, these computer people started buying up. They got investors. They started buying up guys like me. We did not sell out. We were the company that I was affiliated with back in prior to 2005, when I wasn't as deep into this as I am now, was absorbed. I refused to sell my client base, and we developed our own computer systems and our own servers and our own tech support and our own agents across the country, and we forged forward, okay? And we made it through the lulls of the horrible economic downturn, where I had clients who actually went backwards, and some clients who went out of business. But you know what? I was able to maintain, and here I am. All right. All right. So we can do anything as a result of our private investigative licenses. I can send out agents anywhere in the country to investigate the theft of funds, the theft of property, assaults on property, assaults on individuals. You name it, we can do it. All right. And I'm board certified and internationally recognized as a security manager by the American Society of Industrial Security. And I've held that designation since 1997. Now, that's important because I oversee the whole operation here. I make sure that what's happening and what you're getting, Mr. Customer, on your end is exactly what you are ordering, and it's done appropriately and to your satisfaction. Additionally, I let my clients call me, and this is part of, you're a member here. This is part of it. You call me, you have security questions. I can answer them. I am qualified and experienced to answer any questions that you can ask me regarding the hiring, firing, investigation of, or the clearance of any type of employee. Okay, so that's a big differentiator. So, all right, so we go in, and if you have background in sales, you understand this. If you don't, listen up. Qualify first. That means, you may run into the first person you see at that job site, and they might love you, and they might think you're the best thing, and they just might love the product to death, but they don't have the ability to buy. So qualify. Who's the individual you're speaking to? Are they authorized to make decisions? Can they make purchases? If not, that's who you have to find first, okay? Once we get in there, hey, which searches are you currently selecting? Are you doing criminal searches? Are you doing local, state, national searches? Or are you doing a combination of all of these searches, okay? So we need to find out that also. Are you doing a combination? Are you performing drug screens, all right? And, of course, we have the forms and everything to collect all this information. Do you have a budget per applicant? Okay. Another good question that I didn't write here is, how many applicants per year are you processing? How many applicants per year are you processing? That's a good question, because it gives me an idea on where they need to be in the quote of a price. An applicant will normally generate, on the average, 3.5 to 4 searches per applicant. So each applicant's worth 3.5 to 4 searches. So if they're doing, 1,000 applicants a year, we know they're doing about 4,000 searches a year, give or take, okay, on the average. And the same is true for, they're doing 100 applicants a year. So, and obviously, the more applicants you're doing, we can help you on price, and we know to be more competitive on price. So that's a very important thing to collect. Good point of reference. Okay, we can give you a free analysis. Make sure you find out exactly what types of searches they're doing, because we want to give you a comparison, apples to apples. Okay, once we do that, we can give them a good quote. If we don't know, we're just kind of poking in the wind, So we want to know exactly which searches are you doing. Are you doing national, state, criminal, Are you doing a combination? Are you doing drug screening, etc.? All right. And once we get past there, we say, listen, we'll set up a free demo for you. We'll let you run an applicant, maybe even two, depending on the size of the client, so you can see what it's like. And I limit the types of searches that they can do on the free demo. In other words, we're not running any searches that require state fees to be paid. These are fees that we'll absorb on our side for the demo. So if they say they want to run a free demo, you collect the information, I'll set up the demo. Okay? Do you have, oh, sorry. All right, well, that's it. I thought we had another slide, but that's it. All right, if you have any questions, 813-654-2173. My cell, 813-833-3423. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you.